What up, all my fight fans? So, here's some interesting news. We got Jose Aldo going to box now. You know, it looks like he's come out of retirement and he's planning on boxing. He's going to make his pro boxing debut in Brazil. Not 100% sure when that date is. I'll get back to you guys on that. But he is going to box. It's interesting. It's very interesting. You know, we're seeing a lot more MMA fighters deciding to box. You got Nate Diaz, you got Tyron Woodley, you had Ben Askren, you had Anderson Silva. You had quite a few MMA fighters that have done this, that have entered the field. And then you have had some boxers that possibly entering the field of MMA. And so now Jose Aldo joins the rankings with those guys. How is he going to do? Well, it's interesting. First, I would like to know what division he's going to go in. Is he going to go in boxing's lightweight at 135 pound, which is MMA's bantamweight? Or is he going to go in the welterweight division, which is 145 or 47 pounds in boxing, but in MMA, it's the featherweight, 145. So around that weight. So it makes me wonder, or maybe he's going to meet us in the middle. It'd be what's that next one? A junior welterweight or super lightweight, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it would be 140 pounds in boxing. It just depends. Me personally, I would hope to see him at lightweight only because of the interesting fights he possibly could have there. You know, unless he's actually trying his best to become real pro and go after, or is he going after these, MMA boxer fights that we've seen as of late? Or is he going to try to challenge like a Teofimo Lopez, a Ryan Garcia, a Gervonta Tank Davis, which I kind of hope he doesn't. You know, if he really wants to just, test the waters and feel how it is and everything like that, then that's great. But, these guys who are MMA fighters, they really want to do that. Like, Conor McGregor wants to go in there and just fight the best in the world. And it's just like, it's just because you train boxing doesn't mean it's the exact same sport. I promise you, these guys have been training just pure boxing since they were kids, since they were just young little boys training and sparring and going after contests and just you name it. They've been doing it forever, just like MMA fighters. Like a boxer, he just can't do a couple of sessions of jiu-jitsu or a few training sessions of wrestling for a couple years and thinks he's ready to go against the elite, the best of the best in the MMA world. Well, no, these guys have been doing their jiu-jitsu, their wrestling since they were kids. So it's just a lot of years and a lot of different technique that it took. Jose Aldo has always been a striker. He was really good with his legs. I mean, I think that's what his bread and butter was for all those years. His leg kicks. We remember what he did to Uriah Faber back in the WEC days. He really ignited Uriah Faber's legs. And he has some decent hands too. Later on in his career, he started falling in love with his hands after he got knocked out by Conor McGregor. He just seemed like he became more of a hand specialist, a striking specialist, and we saw that liver shot that he gave Jeremy Stevens to. And but unfortunately, he still fell on some difficult times. Not too much. It was actually very surprising when he did retire from the sport of MMA or from the UFC in general. He did have that unfortunate decision loss to Marab. It was a very, very boring one. I just felt like Jose Aldo should have maybe done at least a farewell fight. I didn't want to see him go out like that. I wanted to see him one more time, possibly against a Dominic Cruz or somewhere around that liking. That would have been really awesome to see. But I do feel like Jose Aldo just had a little bit more, especially that he wants to compete more. But nonetheless, he was always much more of a striker, so I'm sure he has a little bit more hands. So it would be interesting to see. I would like to see him a couple of tune-up fights, a couple of fights here and there, and then see what he got and see what he has to offer. And then I would like to see him possibly make his money, make his big payday against someone like a Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, or Gervonta, a Lomachenko, or something like that in that ranking. Or he could be going up to welterweight where he could possibly make a nice little bank against Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence or even Keith Thurman, or you never know. Maybe he'll bring someone out of retirement. Maybe he would have a fight with Manny Pacquiao an exhibition. That would actually be pretty fun. Manny Pacquiao versus Jose Aldo in an exhibition fight. Both these guys who are legends in their career, legends in their own field and in their own right. So it would be very, very fun. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? You think Jose Aldo should stay retired or maybe go back to MMA, or maybe it's a good idea he's doing boxing? Let me know who you think he should go against, and let me know how you think he does. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.